All right, you guys, happy Thursday. Hope everyone is doing well. How's everyone doing today? Sorry that I'm running a little bit late. I was, doing wifely duties and taking care of my dog Apollo and getting things, tidying up before I came up here, you guys, live. And I just wanted to look up this guy's name that I don't know if he's chief of command, chief he works side by side with Donald Trump, and I can't remember his name, but it's gonna come to me. Seth something. I don't know if I'm getting. I can't remember his last name. I know that he has gray hair. He has tattoos. I can't even think of his last name for the life of me. Um, anyway, I'm here. I'm live. So let's get to it. Gas prices, you guys. Gas prices have went up since this war that we did not wanted, and President Trump, among a lot of people, are assuring us. Caroline Levitt, whatever her last name is, assuring us everything's going to be okay. It's just a short-term thing. We're going to, make some deals, make things happen, and the gas prices is not forever. It's just a temporary thing. Which, by the way, President Trump promised us in the beginning that gas prices would be low, which it has been, and now it is skyrocketed to the roof because of this Iran war that we did not wanted or asked for. And I don't know how Trump believes that that's going to benefit us, which is hurting us, okay? Because I don't know where you guys live. I live in Orlando, and for regular gas, it's like $3.47. For a diesel, it's $5. And for a premium, it's like $4 something and change, okay? That's crazy. I can't even imagine California. Their gas prices is like $5 and some change. It's just ridiculous. But I want you to hear what President Trump had to say about this whole thing, about the gas price and he knew about it, by the way. He knew that gas prices was going to go up, and I just want to read to you his comment, what he said, because he acted so surprised, like it was not going to go up, like the oil prices was not going to go extremely high. So he said, "I knew oil prices would go up if I did this," said U.S. Donald Trump, after global oil prices surged the following U.S. Strikes on Iran. The spikes in oil market has raised concerns about higher fuels and energy costs in the UK and across Europe, along tensions disrupting supplies in Middle East. Again, I don't know how this war benefits us. It's hurting us, but apparently he's listening to Bibi because that's his intel, because Bibi is the one that told Donald Trump that Iran is the immediate threat to America, and they want to bomb us, and they want to hurt Americans, and there's no shred of proof of that. I would like to know, you would like to know, what proof do they have, and they still can't answer that question. And I'm just asking the question, you guys. I'm just asking the question. What immediate threat that Iran have against, Americans? And they still can't answer that question. So listen to President Trump, what he had to say.
Elementary school in southern Iran on the first day of the war and kill 170.
Oh, this is a wrong clip, you guys. I'm so sorry. Let me remove this. This is a different clip. I want to show you this. Sorry. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, this one. Excuse me. It's not President Trump. It's the gas prices that's impacting everyone. So take a listen to this news reporter. Take it easy, Apollo.
Prices at the pump are surging. The average price of gas is up 50 cents a gallon from just last week because of the ongoing war with Iran. And in some parts of the Bay Area, that jump is even bigger. Some stations have hiked prices 60 cents a gallon in just a matter of days. As NBC Bay Area's Sergio Quintana tells us, the spike now has a lot of people trying to figure out how they can afford to simply get around.
When we first arrived at the Chevron station at Market and Castro today, the price of regular gas was $5.89. That's higher than it was last week. Then we watched a station attendant come out and change the display to $6.19, a 30-cent jump. I talked to Fernanda Rodriguez as she wrapped up lunch nearby.
I just saw the guy change the plates.
What do you think?
Oh, I was start crying because we depend on gas to work. So it's gonna be very hard for us.
She tells me she has to drive across the city and South City for her job. If gas prices stay this high or continue to rise, she may have to pass on those costs to her clients and could end up losing some. Cab driver Mohammed Nouri Ali says he's already noticed the price increases at the pump this weekend. It was $15 more to fill up. So he's already adjusted his workday to make up the difference.
And by the way, you guys, this is in San Francisco. This is in San Francisco. The gas prices, gas going up. It's going up everywhere. A lot of people are being impacted by this. And I know Los Angeles, they're getting it the worst, and San Francisco. I know for me, like I told you, in Orlando, where I live, is $3, and diesel is $5, and premium is $4. But can you imagine $5 just to fill up your tank? It's not going to be even enough to fill it up, and people have to work. How do you expect people to survive when the gas prices, when you started this war, when we didn't even want this war, and you knew this, and he knew this, he took a risk by doing this, and not knowing that it was going to take effect on the long run with all of us. And even though he said, well, it's just short term, it's not forever, it's just, just to, fill, Iran out for regime changes and stuff like that. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, who are you fooling? Like, he thinks that the American people are dumb. He thinks that we're stupid. Like, we're not believing anything that you're saying anymore because you just totally lied and betrayed the American people, President Trump, among the other people that's by your side. Because you're listening to a war criminal, okay, who all he wants is just war, disruption, and land. That's all he wants. And I just don't understand, for someone that's so smart and intelligent, that he is taking a word based on this war criminal, Bibi. Okay, that's his intel. That's who he's listening to. He's not listening to anyone else. He is listening to this evil, despicable man. And I call him the devil, because that's what he is. He is the devil, because all he wants is corruption and killing. And by the way, you guys, this is just a distraction. Don't you know that? It's just a distraction for us to not talk about the Epstein file. They're trying to take away for us not talking about the Epstein files and to focus on this. Well, I just want to tell you this. No one's not talking about the Epstein files, okay? No one's not talking about Epstein, because you're trying to protect your pedophile friends, your pervert friends, and then you're trying to start this war that we don't need, that we don't want, that is going to affect us, and it's going to, we're going to be in debt. Probably estimate of $40 trillion in debt if this war continues, and they don't even know when it ends. They don't even know. They did their first strike on February 28th, okay, killing 159 students in the school, which President Trump, by the way, which I'm going to show you, that he is blaming Iran for doing that they the one that made that first strike, or Israel made the first strike, or Iran made the first strike. It was not them. When clearly they're the one that made the first strike, because Marco Rubio even said it, which I'm going to share with you as well, in his own words. So now President Trump is trying to double down and say that they didn't make the first strike. It was Iran. And the reason why they made the first strike, because they thought that Iran was going to attack Israel, according to Marco Rubio, which he said on March 2nd, and then March 3rd, he twisted it and said something completely different, which I'm going to share with you. But let's finish this video.
Okay, I drive 8 hours a day, but see, I got 30 minutes more. I got more fare. I make the price.
But some rideshare drivers who are not metered say they may need to stop driving and do something else unless Uber and Lyft add a gas surcharge. John Mejia drives for Uber and Lyft. He is also part of the group trying to unionize rideshare drivers. The last time Uber tacked on a surcharge because of gas prices was in 2022, when the national average for a gallon of gas peaked at $4.30. Some drivers in California looked for other jobs because they couldn't afford gas. But Mejia says the rideshare companies have lowered their payouts to drivers since then, so more might leave now if pump prices continue to go up.
So that breaking point might be much closer. Instead, it went up $2. If it's $1 or 50 cents more, drivers may not drive.
In just 1 week, the average price of gas nationwide, according to AAA, has climbed from $2.90 last week to $3.47 today. The average price of gas in the Bay Area is about $2 more. But the price of jet fuel has nearly doubled recently, so the head of United Airlines is already...
So you get the gist to it, you get it, right? So, and listen to this video of President Trump. I just found it that he's not worried. He's not worried about the gas price. Take a listen to what he had to say about this. Absolutely ridiculous that he had the nerve to say this, that he's not worried, but the American people are taking effect to this. Take a listen.
Based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Is that true, Mr. Hegset? It was Iran who did that?
Exactly. Oh, this is not it. I am so sorry, you guys. This is not the video. Oh, when you have one person like me doing everything, it's hard to manage. This is not the video that I wanted to share with you. I wanted to show you this. There we go. There we go.
Right now, are you worried about gas prices right now?
No, this is a short excursion.
You heard what he said? Let me just rewind it back to you. So the reporter asked him if he was worried about gas prices, and the answer he said,
What do you think about gas prices? Gas prices right now? Are you worried about gas prices right now?
No, this is a short excursion into
Short
something
excursion.
that should have been done for 47 years. 47 years it's taken to do this, and no president had the guts to do it.
really? It's just ludicrous that he's saying that it took 40 years for this war to start when Iran was not even a threat in the first place. It was Bibi that wanted to start this war. It was for Bibi to control the Americans, control our government, and control other Middle Eastern people and get part of their land or their oil or whatever. And they don't even realize, meeting President Trump and other people, that is affecting us, and saying that it's just going to be just a short thing. It's not going to be forever. We still don't even know if it's going to be a long year war. That's what they said with October 7th. And that was going on for how many years before it totally ended? So I don't understand what he's talking about and why he said that. But I want to show you this video of President Trump blaming the other people about the bombing, and he's not taking accountability that they're the one that they struck first. But take a listen to Mark Aruba saying that they had the strike. It was us, our U.S. government is the one that made the first strike and killed innocent children in that school. Take a listen to what Mark had to say.
Israel was going to strike Iran, and that's why we needed to get involved. Today, the president said that Iran was going to get.
Yeah, your statement is false. So that's not what I was asked very specifically. Were you there yesterday?
Yes, I asked
Okay.
the question.
No, were you the one that? Because somebody asked me a question yesterday. Did we go in because of Israel? And I said, you were asking me that follow up, and I said no. I told you this had to happen anyway. The president made a decision, and the decision he made was that Iran was not going to be allowed to hide behind its ballistic missile program, that Iran was not going to be allowed to hide behind its ability to conduct these attacks. That decision had been made. The president systematically made a decision to systematically destroy this terroristic capability that they had, and we carried that out. I was very clear in that answer. This was a question of timing, of why this had to happen as a joint operation, not the question of the intent. Once the president made a decision that negotiations were not going to work, that they were playing us on the negotiations, and that this was a threat that was untenable, the decision was made to strike them. That's what I said yesterday, and you guys need to play it. And if you're going to play these statements, you need to play the whole statement, not clip it to reach a narrative that you want to do, all right?
Does Congress have to weigh in? Is the president accountable, and does Congress have to weigh in?
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked.
So you heard what he said, okay? He said this. Let me just pull it. Let me just rewind it back. He said this on March 3rd. So his first response was March 2nd, Monday. And then the next day, he said this. Okay, let me just rewind it back so you guys can hear it again.
Yesterday, you told us that Israel was going to strike Iran and that's why we needed to get involved. Today, the president said that Iran was going to get.
Yeah, your statement is false. So that's not what I was asked very specifically. Were you there yesterday?
Yes, I asked
okay.
a question.
No, were you the one that? Because somebody asked me a question yesterday. Did we go in because of Israel? And I said, you were asking me that follow up, and I said no. I told you this had to happen anyway. The president made a decision, and the decision he made was that Iran was not going to be allowed to hide behind its ballistic missile program, that Iran was not going to be allowed to hide behind its ability to conduct these attacks. That decision had been made. The president systematically made a decision to systematically destroy this terroristic capability that they had, and we carried that out. I was very clear in that answer. This was a question of timing, of why this had to happen as a joint operation, not the question of the intent. Once the president made a decision that negotiations were not going to work, that they were playing us on the negotiations, and that this was a threat that was untenable, the decision was made to strike them. That's what I said yesterday, and you guys need to play it. And if you're going to play these statements, you need to play the whole statement, not clip it to reach a narrative that you want to do, all right?
Does Congress have to weigh in? Is the president the president, and does Congress
No.
have to weigh in? And
What-
was there an imminent threat? Did you tell lawmakers that there was an imminent
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded, because the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us.
Does that make any sense what he just said? That makes absolutely no sense what he just said. Okay, like, so basically you attacked Iran because you had some intel, meaning Bibi, told you and President Trump and among other people that Iran is going to attack us. So instead, you made the initial decision to attack them first, which you had no intimate proof, because if they did, they would have showed it to us. They would have showed that people, but they didn't. So basically, we have to take your word for it, and you basically take a war criminal word for it, and then you strike. But then when the video that I'm about to show you with President Trump, he tried to double down and said that they didn't strike first, when he just said they did. So which is it? Who's telling the truth? Who's lying? That's why I don't believe anything that they have to say, because they're a bunch of liars. Anything that comes out of their mouth is full of BS. Okay? No one's not believing anything what our U.S. government are telling us. Okay? Because you know why? Because they're believing a war criminal. They're taking his word for it instead of doing their own investigation, which they have so many researchers, so many people that could just verify what they're telling them is actually true before they made that strike on Saturday, February 28th. But instead, they went along and listened to this war criminal, Bibi. Wonderful. Wonderful. Like I said, he's taking over. He's taking control of our government. What Bibi says goes. And President Trump is just a puppet. He's just a puppet and is along for the ride. And I can guarantee you his legacy, his presidency, is done. It's over. Okay? I don't even have to wait until November midterm. It is over for him. Okay? He is going to go down in history of starting a war, a war that was unnecessary, didn't need to happen, shouldn't have happened. He was anti-war. He campaigned about it. Show you the video of him saying, no war, no war. We're not going to deal with it. We're not going to get involved in the Middle East involvement in their drama, whatever. That's their problem. It's not our problem. We got enough problems as it is. With healthcare, with gas prices, with the economy, with the housing, healthcare. We can't afford none of that. So I don't understand how they can spend trillions of dollars of this war and weapons when they can't even take care of us and put us first and our needs and what we need from our government. It's like it's a lack of consideration of what we need and what we're going through. The hell with us. We just have to deal with it and suffer the fallout and they're telling us everything's going to be okay. This is just short term when they know they're lying. They don't even know how long this war is going to be. They don't even know, but they just want to reassure you guys and tell you what you want to hear to soften the blow, to make you feel at ease. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a bunch of BS. Don't fall for their rhetoric. Don't fall for their propaganda, because it's just a lie. It's just a lie. That's all they do, is lie to benefit them. They don't benefit us at all. Continue, Mark.
We would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a defensive way to prevent them from inflicting higher damage. Had we not done so, there would have been hearings on Capitol Hill about how we knew that this was going to happen, and we didn't act preemptively to prevent more casualties and more loss of life.
The U.S. was forced to strike because of an impending Israeli action?
No, let me two things I would say. Number one is, no matter what, ultimately this operation needed to happen. That's the question of why now. But this operation needed to happen because Iran in about a year or a year and a half would cross the line of immunity, meaning they would have so many short-range missiles, so many drones, that no one could do anything about it because they could hold the whole world hostage. Look at the damage they're doing now. And this is a weakened Iran. Imagine a year from now. So that had to happen. Obviously, we were aware of Israeli intentions and understood what that would mean for us, and we had to be prepared to act as a result of it. But this had to happen no matter what.
I don't understand that logic, because they've been saying that for decades, that Iran is going to attack America. Iran, and nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened. And I wish I'm going to show you a video clip of Bibi saying that since the 80s. I was born in the 80s, but you get what I'm saying. I was just a kid. I was a baby. He's been saying that for decades. And now you want to strike? Before you were talking about it in the summer of last year, and now you just, all of a sudden, you just want to strike and start something? Makes no sense. But take a listen to President Trump just double down and playing it off, saying that it wasn't them that made the first strike, it was Iran. Take a listen.
Girls elementary school in southern Iran on the first day of the war and kill 175 people.
Based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Is that true, Mr.
He lied.
It was Iran.
And Mr. Hickson, he even said that we need to do our investigation. But I just don't understand how these people can lie with a straight face. It's just astonishing to me that they can do that. That they can lie to the American people with a straight face. When you just heard it from the horse's mouth, Mark said it, that they did the first, they did the first strike. They did it. It was not Iran. It was us. It was the government. It was military. They're the one that did it. And he had the audacity, President Trump, to lie. And I guess, when people are a pathological liar, it just comes natural to some people. They're so used to it, like Erica Kirk. She did, she was born a gift of lying. That's all she does is lie, lie, lie. And the same thing with this. And I just don't understand why we should believe any words that our government is telling us, because all they do is lie. They're not capable of telling the truth. For example, the Epstein files, the Charlie Kirk investigation, what happened to President Trump in Pennsylvania, Butler, when he almost got assassinated. We still don't know why. Among other things, JFK assassination, even though that was before my time, I didn't even exist then, but you get where I'm going with this. You understand? It's like, how can we take their word? It's like every time when there's a president that's in the White House, first they promise us all these things that they're going to do for the American people and what they're going to do for our country. And once they get in, yes, they did some stuff. And after that, I'm already in. I got the House, I got the Senate, I got the power. So I'm just going to do some of the stuff. And then the rest, I'm just going to sweep underneath the rug and do other more important stuff. And and to me, it's just utterly disgusting. And I'm just sick of it. That's why once President Trump is done in office, I'm not voting anymore. I can't vote for liars. I can't vote for people in politics when they promise the American people a lot of things and they don't deliver. To just say a bunch of word salad just to get our votes and for us to trust them, and they don't do it. So for me, I'm not voting anymore. That's just my personal choice and my personal decision. I'm not telling anyone to do that. I just came to the realization that I don't trust our government. I don't trust any politician things that they say that come out of their mouth. I don't. Where's JD Vance? Where's the vice president of all this? He was anti-war too. I show you a clipping of the video and he said no war, no. Where is he? He's hiding underneath the rug. He's not even saying anything. Yeah, because he knows what President Trump is doing is absolutely wrong and immoral. That's why he's hiding. That's why he's not saying anything. But for me, if I was the vice president, I think I would make a statement, wouldn't you? I think I would have made a statement or say something, but he's nowhere to be found. He's just gone in the wind. Gone in the wind. Unbelievable.
We're certainly investigating.
Still investigating.
But the only side that targets civilians is Iran.
No, it was you guys.
We think it was done by Iran.
He thinks. So he don't even know. So why even respond? They said, I'm not sure. It's still under investigation, but we will get back to you. He thinks. He's not even quite sure who's, but we already know who made the first strike.
Because they're very inaccurate, as you know, with their munitions. They have no accuracy whatsoever. It was done by Iran.
They know. And now all of us is paying the price of the gas prices going up because of his recklessness for him starting this war that he didn't need to start in the first place. So I want to show you this clip of Bibi. This is in June 12 of 2025, and there's other years along with this video clipping saying that all these years he's been warning the American people that Iran is going to attack America. Iran, Iran, Iran. And ever since, I haven't seen any of that. None of it happened. But he just kept instilling that to the American people and other people, especially President Trump. He tried that with Barack Obama. He tried that with Joe Biden. He tried that with Bush. None of them did it. None of them started the war. But then when he thought that he would try to convince these presidents, these former presidents, it didn't work. Now he has Trump, and now he got to have Trump to do his bidding. So take a listen to this war criminal, Bibi.
It could be a year, it could be within a few months.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to do it.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb.
Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade.
Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out.
Iran will be capable of producing alone.
So you guys, this has been since 1995. This man been saying this, and nothing has happened. So he's been promoting this for so many years, and nothing has happened. So that has to tell, and I don't understand the whole, what Trump is doing. Like, I don't understand how he can just listen to this man, and there's no actual proof to back up what Bibi is saying. Like, again, who's the intel besides Bibi? Because I don't understand how they can say that Iran is immediate threat, that they have nuclear weapons of mass destruction, that's going to hurt us when Israel have their bombs themselves. More powerful. And us too. So I don't understand what he's talking about. I don't understand why he's doing this and saying this when it never happened. It never happened. 1995 to 2026. What? Yeah, 2026. Nothing has happened. They never made an attack. And now all of a sudden you want to start a war when even Charlie Kirk even said it multiple times in his podcast, which I'm going to share with you. Do not start this war. Do not start this, because it's not going to end well with the American people. It's going to hurt us bad in the long haul, excuse me. But he didn't want to listen. He didn't want to listen and look. And now we're feeling the effects of it. And it's just unreal. Like I just feel like he doesn't care about the American people and what we're going through and how it's going to affect us. He doesn't care. He just wants to please Bibi instead of like helping the American people. How this going to benefit us? It's hurting us. It's hurting us. It's crazy.
Has effectively been shut down amid this war, sending shockwaves through the markets, with gas jumping nationwide from an average of $2.92 in Kansas to more than $5 a gallon in California. CBS News business and tech correspondent Jolene Kent is tracking this for us tonight.
The reality of the war in Iran is showing up at gas stations nationwide.
Oh, the gas prices going up is very frustrating.
Prices have shot up about 50 cents a gallon in just the last week.
Just watching the gas prices go from like $3.20 all the way up to $3.80 has been really scary.
Drone attacks on refineries in the Middle East and a choke point for ships in the Strait of Hormuz, where a fifth of the world's oil is typically shipped, are affecting supply. CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb is nearby in Qatar.
Well, there's real panic here in the Gulf tonight as the Strait of Hormuz, which is just off these shores, remains effectively closed. And as oil-rich countries slow production, the fear is the cost of a barrel of oil could soon hit $150.
And it's not just drivers feeling the pain. The price of diesel is up nearly $1 a gallon. That drives up the cost of farming and consumer goods and could send inflation higher.
I'm thinking about the diesel that goes in every tractor, truck, and combine on our farm.
Megan Kaiser is a soy and corn farmer and soil scientist in Missouri.
You're in planting season right now. Fuel is costing you more. What does that do to your business?
Well, it automatically dips into our margins, which were already tight. And so it is a concern. And the timeliness of we have to plant when the weather is right, when the soil is right. We don't have a lot of options on waiting for fuel prices to change.
Oil prices did settle well below $100 a barrel today. This comes as the G7 energy ministers plan to meet tomorrow to discuss possibly releasing some of that strategic oil reserve to relieve some of that pricing pressure. Tony?
It's crazy. $5. You saw the price behind that reporter? $5. That's just crazy. That's just insane. I don't know how anyone can afford that. No one can fill up the car. It's probably going to be half a tank to fill it up, to fill up the car. No one can afford that, especially in Los Angeles. It's just crazy. I really feel bad for the people that live in California. It's really affecting them really hard. I know it's affecting a lot of people here. Excuse me. A lot of people here. It depends what state you live in. But it's just crazy, especially California. Check out this other video. This is another part of Los Angeles. And look at the price of the gas.
Downtown Los Angeles near Vera Street. Gas is $8.21, $8.25, $8.20. Look at the diesel. This is March 8, 2026. Okay. Los Angeles, California, downtown LA. It is $7.22. These are the gas prices.
Absolutely disgusting. $8. $8. I can't even imagine. I would have left. I would have moved somewhere in another state. I can't even imagine $8. I have no words. Like, what the hell are they doing? What the hell are they doing? We don't want this. We don't want soldiers to die. Like I said a couple days ago, we don't need our brothers and sisters and men and women fighting a war that have nothing to do with us. We need to focus here. We need to focus on United States. We have no business to insert ourselves in a Middle East war. That's for Bibi to do. Okay, he has the bombs. He has the nuclear weapons. He can do that. Why he needs to insert American government to fight his war. And then they living a good life with healthcare and everything, and then we get to suffer? How does that make sense? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you guys should be infuriated and pissed off that they're good, but we, in the long haul, we're going to end up suffering. Some people probably cannot work. Some people have to figure out other ways to get to work. It's just crazy. Estimate of $40 trillion. We're already in debt as it is. Now we're going to be an additional more debt. It's just unreal. It's just unreal. And no one doesn't care. The government don't care. Don't care. Take a listen to this other woman. She had to like put $15 gas in her car because she can't afford it. She cannot afford it. Take a listen.
It's got $15.
Is that because it's high?
Yeah, I can't afford to fill up right now. Payday isn't right now. I don't know that we're going to wake up from one day to the next, to be honest.
The only thing that I know that the prices went up, it's not good. So he's the president, so he needs to consider it when the prices goes up. It's not good for the lives of the people.
Gas prices in the US have been rising since the war in Iran began. They've gone up on average about 50 cents a gallon, and here in DC that puts it about $3.50. Now in Australian terms, a litre works out about 125 Australian here. That might not seem much, but motorists here are already feeling the pinch.
I just heard up 50 cents on the dollar so far since the war. Probably get a little worse before it levels out, would be my guess.
The president says, look, they will go up for a short time, but it's worth it for
short time. I keep hearing that word, short time, short term, short time. They don't even know when this war is going to end. It just started, and it should have never started in the first place. So what? They don't even know. They're just giving us bullshit estimate, bullshit excuse me. Okay, they don't even know when it's going to end. But they just want to reassure you guys, us, that it's just short term to make it fancy, saying that the war is not going to last long. It's just only going to last a couple days, couple weeks, couple months. You know, it's not going to last. Maybe it's not going to last for a year. They're just trying to reassure you guys that, but they know they're full of it. They know they're full of it.
America's security. What do you think about that?
We don't really know how long this is going to take. We don't know how long his war is going to be. So it's uncertainty. He does never really tell us anything clear to us.
President Trump says oil prices will drop dramatically once the mission in Iran is complete. And he says that higher prices are a small price to pay for world peace and security.
I felt pretty secure 3 weeks ago before this war.
Thank you. 3 weeks ago, we were fine. That woman's correct. We were fine. What changed? We were fine. Now you're making it worse. He's not clear. President Trump is not clear with his words. She's right. She's absolutely right. We were fine 3 weeks ago. What changed? I know what changed. Bibi. That's what changed. Bibi got into his ears among other people, and he's telling Trump, we need to attack Iran. Today, this is the year. That's what he's telling Trump. This is the year that they're going to attack Americans. So right now, President Trump, this is what Bibi is telling President Trump, we got to act now, and we got to act fast before it's too late. Even though you saw that video that I shared with you guys, you've been saying this since 1995, and I was 15. I was 15 years old. So 1995, he's telling Trump, we got to act now. We got to make our first strike, make our first move. Because this is the year. This is the year, you guys. That's what he's telling Donald Trump. And if you do this, New York Times, this is going to be the biggest thing in your presidency legacy. Trying to, boost President Trump, probably saying all these crazy words to Donald Trump. And he fell for it. He absolutely fell for the bunch of BS that Bibi was telling him. He did. And again, for someone that's very smart and intelligent and he can read people in the room, he got fooled by President Trump. Now this man is saying we're a sucker. He said, man, I got him now. This American, this idiot, I have a wrap around my finger now because I can just tell him what to say, what to do. He's going to do it. That's what Bibi's saying. He's saying these stupid Americans. Bibi knew that he could have pulled this off with other countries, but just us Americans because we have no sense. The government had no sense. And he's laughing at us. You think Bibi's not laughing with his people? With his commander-in-chief or whoever? I said, look, see, I got Trump to do what I told him to do. He did it. It's just unbelievable. I don't understand why no one doesn't stick up and tell Bibi no. Absolutely not. I am for my people. I am for the American people. I am not for your BS war in the Middle East. The answer is no. That's what I would have said. And I would have told Bibi the answer is no, and I don't even know what that means. The answer is no. Get out of my face and go back to your country. Okay? We don't want any war. We're anti-war. But unfortunately, President Trump don't have enough balls to do that. So it's already happening. The war is already happening, and we don't know how long this war is going to be honest with you guys. Just tell the truth. Let the people know. Be honest. Listen, we made our first strike. We're not sure. Just be honest. But for you to make it fancy, oh, this is short term. It's not gonna be long. You're lying. You're lying to the people, and we all are aware of it. We're not believing any of your bullshit. We're not. And all he does is just gaslight the American people. Gaslight the American people so we can be distracted and not talk about the Epstein files. Not talk about these perverts and these pedophiles that was running a sex trafficking ring, human sex trafficking ring, having sex with underage girls, have all these co-conspirators. And like I said a couple of days ago, you have one woman that's serving 20 years and the rest of the men are nothing. Meaning that they're not arrested, there's no investigation, there's nothing, because these are Trump's friends. He's protecting his friends. He's protecting the pedophiles. And we should not let up of the Epstein files. We shouldn't. We should demand it. We should demand transparency, and we should demand some investigation and some action. We cannot have these men get away with it, thinking that that's okay. And because it hasn't hit home to us, you never know. And if it, God forbid, if it does, we want to stand up and go to our congressman and say, this is we can't allow this to happen. We cannot allow these men, these pedophiles, to abuse and have sex with underage girls and sex trafficking them. They're human beings, just like everyone else. We're not enslaved. We're not in shackles. They have no right to sell young girls. I don't understand this. That's a law. And it's okay for them to break laws and for them to do that. But us Americans, we have to abide your laws and your rules. It makes no sense. So how you expect to set an example, but you're not even setting an example for these imbeciles, these criminals, but you want us to follow the rules and follow the laws. You want us to abide by them, but you're not applying it to the rich folks. You're not applying it to the high elite men. It's unbelievable to me. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Why should we continue to follow the rules? That's what I like to know. Why should we continue to follow the rules when they don't even do it? Our tax-paying dollars is going to a war that we don't want. Our American soldiers are being killed. 7 soldiers dead. 7. And what are you telling the family? They were brave. They're thank you for their services. They're dead. They're never coming home. They're never going to see their families again. For what? For a war that they didn't ask for a war that we did not want. 7 soldiers are dead. And that's why I said, please, don't enroll your children. Don't. Let the Zionists do it. They have kids. Let them do it. Let them sign up. Why should women and children sign up and sacrifice for a war that have nothing to do with us? Why should we die for Israel cause? Just think about it. Why should we die? I don't think we should, and we shouldn't.
So I'm not really sure what he's talking about.
Yeah, you don't know what the hell Trump is talking about, because I'm sorry, President Trump, he's lost. He's gone. He is not the same president from 2006, okay? Yeah, 2016, excuse me. He's gone. Bibi took over, brainwashing. Bibi's in control. President Trump is not in control. Okay, he's not in control of our government. It's Bibi, and he's been in control this whole time. Okay, and that's what I'm going to say about that. He's in control. But take a listen to this, how President Trump, and I think I have a note here. I just want to make sure that I'm reading this correctly. I'm sorry for my outbursts. I'm just so fed up with all this nonsense. It's just absolutely disgusting, gaslighting the people, telling the people that everything's going to be okay when you're not 100% sure if it's going to be okay. And this whole thing is going to backfire on him. It is. You see, it's going to backfire on him. And his presidency, his legacy is going to go through the toilet. It's going to be over for him. He's going to lose everything. Everything. He's a disgrace in my eyes. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. It's not even here. Oh gosh. Okay. Let me show you this then. It's really quick.
California is feeling pain at the pump more than any other state in this country. CBS's Andres Gutierrez in Los Angeles explains why. Andres, good evening.
Good evening, Jerry. Just take a look at the prices on this sign. Everything is above $5, just showing a painful reminder of how fast this is all moving. Drivers I spoke with tell me that they are paying more, getting less, and feel like there is no relief in sight. While the rest of the country is paying around $3.45 for a gallon of gas, AAA says in California it's more than $5, jump up more than $0.50 a week.
I'm paying $40, but that doesn't get the full.
I showed you guys this already, didn't I?
Before the war with Iran, California was already in a tough spot.
A unique market that is essentially cut off from the rest of the country.
The state has the highest gas tax in the country, almost 70 cents a gallon. It also requires a cleaner, more expensive fuel blend. What did you think about the prices when you first pulled up?
Well, the prices are nuts.
With the permanent shutdown of 2 major California refineries due to high operating costs and other factors, overall capacity will be reduced about 18%.
If this conflict continues, how high could gas prices go?
Well, it's very difficult to see what the top may look like. We could ultimately see prices reaching new records if the Strait of Hormuz continues to be blocked.
Some drivers are already changing their habits.
It's part of the reason why I have my bike here is because it's cheaper.
Now, for drivers wondering how much higher prices will get, well, the record here in Los Angeles was set back in 2022, just as Russia's war in Ukraine was getting underway. Back then, drivers were paying almost $6.50 a gallon. Jerika?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's why I think I shared this with you guys. I do apologize for that. Let me pull up this clip of this.
Happy, and we'll see what happens in a pair of interviews when he was asked about Iran's new leader, Mojtaba Khamenei.
Before Iran named its new supreme leader Sunday, President Trump made clear he wanted to stay in the process.
We want to pick a president that's not going to be.
Pause. I don't understand. Let me rewind this again. President Trump is not happy because there's a new leader. So basically, you killed this man's father. So obviously, when you kill the man's father, he is next in line to take his father's place. Okay, so now he has the power. And now you're not happy. Now you want to dictate who's going to be the leader. My guy, what is wrong with President Trump? Let me rewind this again because it gotta make sense to me. Let's rewind this again, you guys. Because this is just absurdity. What he's saying.
What happens in a pair of interviews when he was asked about Iran's new leader, Mojtaba Khamenei.
Before Iran named its new supreme leader Sunday, President Trump made clear he wanted to stay in the process.
We want to pick a president that's not going to be leading their country into a war.
The president would not rule out putting U.S. boots on the ground as the Pentagon announced a 7th U.S. service member was killed from an attack in Saudi Arabia last week. On Saturday, the president and vice president saluted flag-draped cases.
So Vice President did show up finally to salute the 7 soldiers that fought a war, and now they're no longer. And I don't understand how President Trump has the right to dictate who's going to be the new leader of the Middle East. My guy, like, President Trump is stupid. Like, you just killed his father, one. You killed his wife, the new leader that's taking over. You killed his father, okay? You killed the man's wife, their children, his other relatives, his cousin, and you think that they're going to have peace with us? Make it make sense. He's upset. And God forbid if they're going to plan an attack on us now, because they wasn't doing it before. Before that, I don't know if I'm aware of this, but they was not attacking us. But now, after President Trump did that strike and they killed his father, they killed the wife, his children, you don't think that man is going to be upset? You don't think he's going to feel a certain type of way that he wants to get revenge on American people? And now you think we're going to have peace now after what you have done? Come on. The president, he's not thinking. He's not thinking. And now Vice President is showing his face now. Boy, bye.
Carrying the remains of 6 U.S. soldiers in a dignified transfer. While the president defended the war effort, he blamed Iran for bombing a girls' school in the...
No, it was you, not Iran. It was you who did it.
South of the country that killed dozens, even though a preliminary U.S. assessment later found the U.S. was likely responsible for the attack.
Based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
The conflict is also impacting oil prices, which topped $100 a barrel overnight for the first time in 4 years, while gas prices are up nearly 50 cents over the past week.
It's catching people off guard, and now the gas is going way back up again.
The president predicted they'll eventually drop rapidly. Energy Secretary Chris Wright on Face the Nation.
They shouldn't go much higher than they are here because the world is very well supplied with oil.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is demanding President Trump immediately tap into the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to help lower prices at the pump. But the Energy Secretary said the administration would only do it if needed. The president set to address House Republicans at his Doral resort later today.
It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. But I just want to share this video with you guys again of these ridiculous people saying short term, short term, short term. This is going to be short term, short term. I just want to play it again for you guys to remind you guys that what they're saying is a bunch of BS. Take a listen to this video again.
Long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary.
Temporary.
They keep saying temporary, temporary, temporary. They don't know that. You don't know. You don't know if this is going to be temporary or this is going to... I don't know what's going to happen. I can't predict what's going to happen, but I can just give you my opinion. This is not temporary. This is not short term. After you just killed a man's father and his wife, his children, his cousins, you think this man wants peace now that he took the new lead of the leader now that his father is no longer gone, like I said? Like, it's not going to happen. This is not going to end well for all of us. He thinks that, President Trump thinks that the price is going to go down. It's not going to go down. He just in delusional, and he just played right into Bibi's hands. He did. He actually did. And President Trump is an idiot. I'm sorry. He has betrayed the American people. I'm going to say that. And I even said it. I voted for him thinking that it was going to be better, obviously, because we only have two options. It was him or Kamala. And I thought by him being in the office, in the White House, that things would be different. I had no idea in my wildest dreams that he will go into war. When he campaigned about that, anti-war, no war, nothing like that. And then, like I said, this is not the same president of 2016. This is not the same president. He has been brainwashed, and Bibi got what he wanted. And I have to say, and this is not me supporting Bibi, because I made it very clear that man is a devil. Okay, he is a devil. But he knew what he was doing, and he's very smart of strategically playing into Donald Trump's hand. Okay, he got the upper up. He knew exactly what to do, how to play President Trump, and he did it successfully. That I can say. I give him that. Other than that, I can't stand the man. Looking into his eyes is pure evilness, and there's no soul in Bibi. There's no soul in him. There's no soul, and may God have mercy on his soul. Seriously. So that I can say about Bibi. He was very smart and very strategic, doing what he did. And he played Trump. Trump got played. He got played by Bibi, by a war criminal. It's just crazy. And President Trump, he's a sucker. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. He's a sucker, and Bibi's laughing at us. He is. He's saying, these stupid Americans, see, I can just say whatever I want, and they're just going to just take my word for it and believe me. And that's exactly what just happened. Exactly what happened. But let's finish this video, you guys. Enough of my rant.
Short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on
Short-term,
short-term,
Short-term.
short-term, and long-term.
Short-term blip.
Hopefully, this is a short-term pain.
Short-term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefits.
Some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Again, what the hell that means? Short-term gain for long-term whatever. Again, scripted. What's that even mean? I don't even know what that means. It's just incredible. People can just say things and they actually think that they know what they're saying. Like it actually sounds good. I don't even know what that means. Do you guys know what that means? I don't.
Short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain.
Yeah, we're sacrificing a lot with the gas prices and refilling it. A lot of people are feeling the effects of it. Thanks. Great job. Bravo. Thanks. Refilling it. Anyway, the last video that I'm going to share with you guys is Charlie Kirk, and this is back on 2025. And he even said it on his podcast about the Iran war, how it doesn't benefit us, one. Two, that it's going to hurt us in the long haul. And three, that it is not our war to get involved in. It's not. But take a listen to Charlie Kirk in his own words, what he had to say about the Iran.
Country is by sucking us into another Middle East quagmire, and they know it. And Iran would have the potential to be the worst Middle East quagmire of all time. Iran has 90 million people. That's more than 3 times as big as Iraq was when we invaded 22 years ago. It's larger than both Afghanistan and Iraq combined, both in population and in area. Iraq was at least mostly a flat country. It's a bunch of cities along a couple rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. Iran isn't like that. It's almost all mountains. Iran has spent decades preparing specifically for war with the United States. Their military has lots of weapons designed for fighting a much stronger adversary. They have a lot of drones, a lot of speedboats, a lot of cheap, expendable weapons. They're far more formidable than Iraq or the Taliban were. And I seriously want your thoughts. Email me, freedom@charliekirk.com. Would you say it's a good idea to use military force to strike potential Iranian nuclear targets? My whole life, I've been told that Iran is getting a bomb. Iran is getting a bomb. Iran is getting a bomb. Iran is getting a nuclear bomb. And yet here in 2025, they do not have a nuclear bomb. So why should we trust the American intelligence without verifying it? Now, the other side of the argument is, Iran is this big threat. Same people that told us that Iraq was a big threat, the same people that told us the Taliban was a big threat. I'll be honest, fine. I mean, I don't like Iran, but the evidence shows that every single one of these people, the last couple of decades, that is pushing for a conflict with Iran, has not just failed miserably, has been one of the greatest catastrophes in American foreign policy ever. Thousands of lives needlessly lost of Americans, millions of people displaced, trillions of dollars spent. And let's be honest, at this particular moment, we cannot afford this war. We are economically vulnerable. There is massive de-dollarization happening. We're trying a difficult manufacturing pivot with tariffs. We've seen the rise of the Chinese Communist Party. We blew our military reserves in Ukraine. And now is the time that all of a sudden we want to try to get involved in another endless conflict. Let me be clear. It will not end with just military strikes. If you strike Iran on the interior, you will have a war. That is an act of war. And if that's what you want, that's fine. If you don't believe this.
And you guys can definitely check it out on Charlie Kirk's podcast because it's there. And he's absolutely right. It's an act of war. It's not going to end well. I said it. But Trump and everyone else wants to convince us it's going to end shortly. It's short term. It's just temporarily. It's not going to end well. Okay? Like I said, you killed the man's father. You killed the man's wife. You killed his children. You killed half of his relatives. You don't think that he may want to retaliate? You don't think that he's going to seek some revenge eventually? Maybe not right away because they're probably going to plan it, but it's going to happen. And it's just ridiculous for them to tell us that it's just going to be a temporary thing, which is utterly ludicrous. But conclude what Charlie Kirk had to say. Continue.
Pushing for Iran. But is that America's problem?
That's a question. I mean, maybe the answer is yes. Maybe the answer is, you know what? They were wrong about Iraq. They were wrong about Syria. They were wrong about Afghanistan. They were wrong about the Taliban. They were wrong about Libya. They were wrong about the Arab Spring. They were wrong about Yemen. They were wrong about the Arabian Peninsula.
Right, just again.
Be honest, this is more Israel pushing for Iran. But is that America's problem?
No.
That's a question. I mean, maybe the answer is yes. Maybe the answer is, you know what? They were wrong about Iraq. They were wrong about Syria. They were wrong about Afghanistan. They were wrong about the Taliban. They were wrong about Libya. They were wrong about the Arab Spring. They were wrong about Yemen. They were wrong about the Arabian Peninsula. They were wrong about the 9/11 hijackers being Saudi Arabian. But hey, 10th time's a charm. This time we're actually right. Yeah, you're going to have to earn our trust on this one.
I agree with Charlie. May his soul rest in peace. I agree. Like, how many times do you have to try to convince us that they're going to attack us? It's all lies and all propaganda. Okay, he even said it last year. Okay, and I have no words. Charlie Kirk even warned President Trump, do not strike, do not start a war with Iran, because it's not going to end well. Now Charlie Kirk is no longer here. Now he's listening to Bibi, and shit hits the fan. It's over. It's a wrap. We just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Well, I'm just telling you, it's not going to play out the way that President Trump think it is. He's so convinced because he made this big, huge gamble, and he took this huge risk by listening to a war criminal. And all I can say is, may God have mercy on him and everyone else, and all of us, because we're going to need it, because it's going to affect and hurt us, you guys, in the long haul. It really is. And no one doesn't benefit this but us, because it's hurting us. A war that we don't need. And just like Charlie Kirk said, it's not our problem. It is Bibi's problem, but he don't care. Instead, he's inserting himself, which he has been doing since President Trump got back in office, to control the government. And he got what he wanted. So now Bibi's in charge, not President Trump. I just want to make that very clear. He's in charge. He's calling the shots, not President Trump. President Trump is just a puppet. He is. And his legacy is going to be done and over with come midterms. And that's all I have to say, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this video. Please support my video in Rumble and also in YouTube as well. I really appreciate each and one of you. Stay safe. God bless. And I will see you guys on the next live. Take care. Whoops, sorry.